What are positive affirmations and are they actually useful for mental health? My name is Dr. Bliss Lewis. I'm a psychiatrist, and let's talk about this a bit confusing topic of positive affirmations. So, positive affirmations are kind of like different people have different ideas of what exactly that means and how to use them. So I'll share my take on it, and I'll share a little bit of like what's the science and the research behind this, and also how to make them actually beneficial and effective, how to work with how the brain actually works to make positive affirmations do something positive for you. So in general, positive affirmations, these are short phrases, right? They're positive statements that you repeat to yourself. And usually what you're doing is, if there's a negative self-belief, a negative thought, you come up with a counter belief, right? With a positive belief that's balancing the negative one, right? So our minds are so good at like automatically running on like various negative loops, right? I'm not good enough. I'm a failure. I messed up, blah, blah, right? So frustrating and so annoying to majority of the population, right? That we have this default mode network in our brain that often just automatically presents these various random negative beliefs, maybe which took root in early childhood and then are set off by minor things in daily life. And the negative thoughts run fast on autopilot. Those networks in the brain are so well established, they're like highways, right? So then affirmations are our effort to use our higher mental functions, right? Like this neocortex, to rebalance those harmful negative thoughts, right? Which maybe are completely inaccurate and outdated. Maybe it was true when you were 4 years old, I'm weak, right? Or I'm lonely or alone, right? But it's not true as an adult, right? So the effort to come up with positive affirmations is really, the best way to do it is to come up with positive statements that correct some like deeply embedded, not helpful, rigid, negative, repetitive loops, right? Something, so if the negative one is I'm not good enough, right? It would be something like I'm worthy of love, right? Or something like that. Whatever actually feels sincere, authentic, something that you can actually believe and embrace, something you want to believe, right? And there should be present tense, now, right? I deserve love now, right? Or, you know, if the negative thing is I'm not safe, the world is not safe, I'm out of control, right? Then it would be something like I am safe, or I am safe enough, right? So you can kind of like safe enough, if you can't believe, you know, the first one, I am safe, right? Enough is a moderator that you can add to many of these affirmations to make them more believable for you, right? And then what to do with that? You want to repeat it again and again. Initially, the practice might be to like repeat it many times throughout the day, or at least twice, morning and evening, or maybe have it written somewhere in your phone and read it. Maybe have it on your fridge, mirror, or everywhere, right? And maybe you're working with embedding one of these positive affirmations, or maybe you have a list of 10, right, that you keep somewhere in your phone to read in like a, you know, vulnerable moment when you need something to like boost you, like to remind you that things are okay. And we have evidence from research. There are some research studies that support using affirmations. So affirmations activate reward centers, right? So you get a little dopamine hit, right, from that. And they also can be useful because they help us stay true to our values, right? And remind us of our strengths, right? So if you keep repeating to yourself, something, right, that like helps you feel like, you know, I can do this, I'm strong, I can handle this problem, I can apply myself to my studies, I show up to class or something like that, right? You're reminding yourself what you want to do, and that will improve your behavior, right? And it will also improve your self-concept, right? How you see yourself, how you think about yourself, right? And that will counter the stress or negative beliefs that might be happening. The other thing is our brains are capable of neuroplasticity, making new connections. And we're tapping into this with this. This is like exercise for the brain, right? You don't need to exercise the negative thoughts. They're just like exercising themselves all the time, right? But we do need to put energy and effort as into like regular exercise into exercising these positive networks in our brain, right? These positive statements, positive beliefs. I am strong enough. I am safe enough. I am worthy of love, right? Or something more specific. I am a good parent or a good enough parent, or I am a loving partner in my romantic relationship, or I am a dedicated student, right? Or whatever is relevant to you, right? Make statements that actually fit your life and prioritize the ones that you really want to internalize. And you can try 2 different strategies, like having a long list, 10 different things and reading through the whole thing, or potentially working with just like 1 or 2 at a time, right? So I am working this year with I am safe, right? In the past, I worked with I am safe enough, right? Because at any moment, an airplane could crash into the building, right? Or something could explode or something. So overall, positive affirmations are a very simple but potentially useful tool. And it makes sense when we think about how the brain works. Just make sure that they're short, present tense, positive, and counter some negative belief that you may have. And they work if you repeat them enough, right? And if they are believable enough and you really like embrace them, like you maybe even like with your body, like kind of like own it, right? Like really like, okay, yes, I am worthy of love, or I am good enough. And they work, right? They can lower stress levels, they can shift your outlook, they can be, these tools to rewire the brain and strengthen, right, the positive belief pathways in the brain. So try it, very low risk, right, as long as you pick reasonable ones. And it's something that could potentially be a useful tool to improve your overall well-being. And feel free to comment in the comment sections about your experience or any tips you have for how to make affirmations more useful. Thank you for watching.